we are joined now by the reigning, defending, and inaugural WWE
Look at that.
Women's U.S. Champion. She won the belt on the big return of Saturday night's main event in December from Victoria, British Columbia. It's Chelsea Green.
How are you, Chelsea?
Thanks for having me, guys. What an intro, hey?
Well, it's not exactly Lillian Garcia, but I'm sure you hear that as you walk around airports and around life. Congratulations on all your success, Chelsea. This has been quite a rise in your career.
It really has. I mean, I feel like it's kind of one of those overnight success stories, except for the fact that I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Like, all of a sudden, one day, someone wakes up and thinks that you're worthy of this, or the fans get behind you, or whatever it is. And that's kind of the way my story has worked. And I love it. I'm so proud to be the first ever United States champion as a Canadian.
Answer the question. Do you have breakaway speed? We never get to see you in a full-out sprint for very long here. Could you have played rugby in the sevens?
Okay, so 2 facts about me. 1, I was a sprinter in high school. And 2, I'm a certified rugby coach.
Oh, look at
wow.
that.
What a tie-in here.
Yeah.
No kidding.
No big deal. I went to University of Calgary and got certified.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you can do it all.
Tell us, how does a girl growing up in Victoria get involved in pro wrestling? What was your career path?
I mean, it started with just kind of a crazy thought. I bet I could do that. You know, watching the TV, seeing the divas on screen. I thought, like, I'm a drama queen. I was a theater kid. I was an athlete. I did a little bit of everything. I liked working out. I was always kind of a little bit of like a daredevil, so I got into stunts as well. And that all led me to this crazy delusional belief that I could be a WWE wrestler. And I went to a training school in Calgary, and I just fell in love with it. Wrestling is something where, if I'm going to be honest, like, you either have it or you don't. There's like that je ne sais quoi about the person that makes them special for wrestling. And my trainer just thought, you know, like, oh, you totally have the attitude and the kind of like perseverance for it. And I never gave up. I just traveled around the world working in Mexico, Japan, Canada, America, India. And eventually after 10 years, it led me to WWE.
I'm sore every day because I'm old. Are you sore every day because of your job? Like, do you just walk around with bruises and Charlie horses all the time?
Yeah, the doctors, whenever I go for my annual physical, they always say to me, you know, how are you feeling? And I'm like, well, that's relative, isn't it? I fall on my back for a living. I constantly, probably for a normal person, I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10 pain. But for me, I'm like, it's life, man.
I got to say, Chelsea, I watched wrestling today, and I can't get over how great the athleticism is. The speed, the power, beautiful? The flexibility, the agility. Like, when Blake and I were growing up, a lot of wrestling was built in the characters and the script writing. Today I watch it, and I just can't get over the level of athlete. It's pretty special watching what you guys do in the ring.
I think that's kind of the beauty of WWE, is that you go for one thing, and then you realize that you're staying for another. You know, a lot of people go because they saw The Rock, or they love John Cena, or they watched Macho Man, and then they get there, and their butt doesn't leave the seat because you see people doing high-flying moves. You see me coming out maybe doing a comedy bit. You see, you know, Michin coming out with a kendo stick. Like, there is something for everybody. And so that's what I try to tell people when they say, like, oh, I haven't watched it since I was younger, or isn't this fake, or whatever. Okay, sit down, watch it. Watch the 2025 product, and then give me a reaction, and then tell me that you didn't enjoy it.
Well, these days it looks like full contact Simone Biles, basically, is what it looks like. I mean, it's like a full contact floor routine.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. If you've seen my Instagram, you've seen the bruises that I come out with the next day, and it's just, I mean, it's insane, but I don't think there's a more well-rounded sport show production performance than wrestling.
North of the border has been a popular place here. Vancouver's had some great shows that you were part of. You put on the Canucks jersey and endeared yourself to everybody, I think, from there on forward. And now this Toronto show coming up, double-barreled, SmackDown early in the week, and then the Elimination Chamber. Do you think the company's starting to realize? Because we're a big MMA country, too. We punch above our weight class for MMA, and WWE, I think it's always done fairly well here, too.
Look, there's something about coming to Canada. We don't get enough shows. So when we do get a show or a sport or something coming to our city, we go all in. Like we are making we're making a night of it. We're showing up and showing out in terms of the reactions that we give. And I think WWE realized that. I think they realized it with Money in the Bank last year. Then I think they realized it again at Survivor Series. And now I think that they upped the ante by coming to Rogers Centre and filling a stadium because they saw what we brought to the table. And I'm so proud because that's all I can hope for. Like, I'm telling you, when I am about to go to a Canadian city, I am jazzing the locker room up. I am seriously hyping up the city. I'm telling them where to eat. I'm telling them like what to do when they get there. I'm telling them how good the crowd's going to be. And so that's all I can ask for, is that the crowd shows up and is loud. I can't ask for anything else from anyone. I can't ask for you guys to fill the stadium. Like, there's only so many people in Canada. But what I can ask is that when your ass is in the seat, that you're giving every single emotion to the performers in the ring. And, you know, I really feel like after this, and knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but after Elimination Chamber on March 1st and SmackDown on February 28th, I feel like we could be headed for a WrestleMania coming back to Canada.
Ooh. Oh, wow. A little bit of news here from Chelsea Green. So what's next for you then? You got the belt there. Who do you want in the next title defense?
Okay, so here's the thing. I would love to never defend it. I'd love to just be a cute little champion that walks around with my title.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm going to a Raptors game next week. Like, let me just live my life with this.
You bask, girl.
However, if you're going to twist my arm, if you're going to make me, I would love an Alexa Bliss story. I love Alexa Bliss. I think her return has been awesome. I want to see her possibly come after this championship, but, you know, down the road. I would love to finish my story with Michin. You obviously saw at Saturday Night Main Event. That is who was in the finals with me. I've had a really, really long career with her. We've been kind of following each other for the last 10 years, so I think that would be really amazing. And then at the Royal Rumble, we saw Nikki Bella make a return. So I'm thinking maybe a little diva off, maybe a little Nikki versus Chelsea moment. You know, who knows if we're gonna have a title defense at Elimination Chamber or in Toronto. But this is the start of the road to WrestleMania, so anything can happen. You know, we've got a little bit of time before the end of April, before we head to Las Vegas for WrestleMania. So we'll see who comes after this championship. I don't know. I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what's happening.
Gonna have to tune in to find out, I believe.
And we don't know your participation that week, because I saw the match versus Naomi, and that was a close one. And now we don't know what you're doing that week in Toronto necessarily. Is that right?
We don't know, but we know I'm going to be there. I'm going to a Raptors game on Tuesday. I've got meet and greets with Fanatics. I'm hosting a brunch. So I'm going to be there. So you know I'm going to be weaseling my way onto that card somehow, some way. Okay?
Absolutely. They give the people what they want. The Canadian people.
Exactly.
And there are still tickets available March 1st for the Elimination Chamber at Rogers Centre and Toronto Ticketmaster.ca. Okay, now the big questions, Chelsea. You watched the game last night?
I watched the game. Now, keep in mind, I watched the game from a plane. Okay?
Did you?
So I watched via
Were you keeping it
Twitter.
together?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm so happy. Look, guys, I've got my little Floridian Canadian jersey. I'm wearing this to work today to really brag to all of my American coworkers, really stick it to them. I'm going to ask them if they would like to join the provinces. Do we need to expand Canada?
Stir it all up.
That's right.
Stir it up.
Hey, but great question, Chelsea, because wrestling has never shied away from pulling storylines from the day's headlines. Like Canadian heel turn, would you be comfortable with that?
Do it.
Hey, I'm just out here trying to get paid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a wedgie on live television last week, you guys. Do you think I'm
You're not shy.
about I'm not worried about what people think of me at this point. I'm a champion for the best wrestling company in the world, if not the best professional sports company in the world, and I'm getting paid.
Wow.
Life's good.
Good on you. Yeah.
Keep that up.
Last question. We see you in all the Canucks gear. Of course, you got the huge following here in your home province. How do you feel about the Canucks' chances the rest of the year?
I'm just out here supporting my boys, supporting Quinn.
Very political. Very political.
You know, you're a Canucks fan when
happens.
you don't. Yeah.
Who hurt you? How many
exactly.
times have you been hurt?